Hi, sixth grade. So first off, sorry, my husband is mowing in the background. So I apologize if that is in the background. And I figured I'd show you a little friend. Oh, here's Winnie. Hi, Winnie. She's kind of taking a nap right now. Anyways, today what I want you guys to do is I want you to first go over what the essential question is of the week. If you're able to go into your online textbook for your workshop book and do this, that'd be great. If not, here is a picture of what you will see. So the essential question is, how do natural forces affect Earth? And remember, affect would be a verb. Okay, so how does it, in a verb sense, affect the Earth? So if you could go check that out, that would be fabulous. And then let's go ahead and do the vocabulary. As I pull this up. All right, here we go. All right, so our first word is cascaded. Make sure that you put that number next to it, whatever that is. So if you really understand this word, it might be a 3, 4, or 5, versus a 1, 2, or 0, meaning that you have never heard the word, or maybe you've just read it but you don't know the meaning. So cascaded is something that has cascaded, such as water has fallen or poured down. As the sink overflowed, water cascaded onto the floor. What else have you seen that is cascaded? So I know cascaded, like a waterfall, cascades off of something. So let's go ahead and look at this example.
That has cascaded.
Okay, so you can see that the water is cascading over the side of the sink. She's looking over here now with her ears. All right, moving on to the next one is documentation. Documentation, so go ahead and put that number, is support of a claim with facts, usually by providing proof in writing. Okay, so if I have documentation, it is proof of something. So whenever you're in science, you'll have documentation to prove what you found. So the scientists hoped that careful documentation of experiment results would support her theory. Oh my gosh, look at. What do you think, Winnie? Oh. She's trying to figure out why I'm in the screen. All right, it says, why is documentation important? Okay, so documentation is important in that it is proving something. So documentation in, there's all forms, okay? So if there is something like documentation, and if you have your test and you're getting tests back for different classes, that's documentation to understand maybe why you're doing well, or maybe ways that you can improve. Okay, so this shows the scientist documenting her experiment, so she's writing it down to prove something. Our next word is dynamic. Something that is dynamic is full of energy or is forceful. Okay, so because a tornado is so dynamic, it can quickly change course. Okay, so it's forceful. It's a dynamic that can change instantly, right? So why are dynamic weather events often dangerous? It can change quickly. Oftentimes a hurricane is going one way and then all of a sudden it switches and gains power quickly. It's very dynamic and full of energy. Okay, so you can see this dynamic tornado. It can quickly change course. So it might be going one way and then move the other and gain a power. Our next word is exerts. Put that number in there. Exerts means puts energy or power into doing something. Okay, so sunny weather often exerts a positive effect on a person's mood. Okay, so what exerts a positive effect on your mood? I know maybe going to grab a smoothie with your parents, or maybe going to the pool exerts a positive effect or puts energy in a positive thing into something. Or maybe you have to exert energy in a sport, so you're putting power into doing something to exert energy into scoring a goal. Okay, so when there's sunny weather, exerts positive energy, or has a positive effect on a person's mood. Plummeting is the next one. Plummeting is the act of suddenly dropping or falling from a high place. We watch the meteorites plummeting from the night sky. What is a synonym for plummeting? Falling? Dropping? Okay, so you can see these meteorites plummeting down or falling down. And maybe you could see an apple plummeting down from a tree. Pulverize is the next word. If you pulverize something, you crush it into small pieces. Okay, so the chef will pulverize the spice into a fine powder. Okay, so he will make it into a small pieces, small little parts. Okay, so a lot of times you might see your parents or grandparents or aunts or uncles or cousins, they might pulverize meat, so they might smash it down. So what might a cook pulverize for a food recipe? Chicken. A lot of times, sometimes like when you crush into small pieces, maybe ice or whatnot. All right, moving on to that next one is scalding. A scalding liquid is extremely hot to touch. Okay, you should let scalding soup cool before you try eating it. What might happen if you eat or drink something that is scalding? Oof, if you try to eat something that or drink something that is scalding, you're probably going to burn your tongue. Our next word is shards. Shards are sharp, pointed pieces of glass, metal, pottery, rock, or other material. So the vase fell off the shelf and broke into many shards. What else might break into shards? Glass, mirror. There's a lot of things that might break, and it'll break into many shards or little pieces or points. So you'll see here there's shards of the vase. All right, back at the beginning. All right, go ahead and make sure you take a picture of your notes. Make sure they're nice and neat. And then go ahead and do the Google form.